So the plague of bad habits, it is a problem any country has to deal with, especially the United States, which is a country that unfortunately influenced the Western world, including my country. But smoking, gambling, heavy drinking, and as for gambling, I'm referring to scratch cards too. It's not only casinos, but also scratch cards too. Heavy drinking, driving drunk, yeah, and also last but not least, that reminds me, sugar. So starting with smoking, well, smoking should be banned according to me because lawmakers don't seem to understand that this is an abuse of power. This is an abuse of personal freedoms, allowing the populace to puff away, to smoke, to bend their butt, to excuse me, to toss their butt on the ground, polluting the environment. Also, these people are more likely to fall ill, to have smoking-related illnesses. They are hospitalized, and the healthcare system pays for them. Our society, taxpayers, pay for them. So, and of course, the costs of healthcare because of smokers falling ill don't cover, of course, are not covered by the earnings resulting from the tobacco selling. So when cigarettes are sold in most countries, tobacco is a monopoly, but taxes are too low to cover costs. Lawmakers don't seem to understand this. They were dim with it. Stupid, incompetent fuckers. I hate politicians. Yeah, but I mean, cigarettes should cost $20 each. Yeah, each cigarette $20. In so much that even the heavy smokers decide to kick the habit. Also, smoking should be banned in indoor places. Excuse me, in outdoor places, and you should only be able to. You should be only allowed to smoke at home. And this is important, like in Singapore, because teenagers, children, because even children smoke, and this is outrageously serious. Uh, with this law, they cannot smoke at home because they have their parents. Their parents, so they are their parents, so they cannot smoke. So even curb the potential risk of teenagers and youngsters picking the habit. Then, then of course, drinking, heavy drinking, or gambling for a third. Yeah, heavy drinking is another problem because people not only do they get drunk, but they drive. So they go to clubs. They drink like sponges. And what happens next? They drive and they make an accident. They make a car crash. Oh, poor devil, poor devil, poor devil. No, there's no poor devil. You pretty much committed suicide. And let's hope you didn't kill anybody. Alcohol is not a problem because I can understand the occasional drink, the occasional glass of liquor, wine or beer. Yeah, of course, if it's good quality, along with an hearty meal, some nibbles, it is fine. But heavy drinking, no. You shouldn't be allowed to. You shouldn't be allowed to. No, hands down. Gambling should be forbidden too. Even scratch cards. I mean, how can you? Because governments are stupid. They allow all these vices. Because I mean, one thing is allowing non-residents and foreigners to play only, to gamble only, like in the Principality of Monaco. Another thing is allowing anyone to play. So even your citizens that pay taxes. So if your citizens ruin themselves because they suffer from a gambling disease, because gambling is a disease, then you government lose an awful lot of money. So, does it make any sense to me or to you? No. And of course, last but not least, sugar. Sugar is another huge issue that will live on for decades. Because there are no, guess what? Guess what? There are no sugar taxes. There are no sugar taxes. So, carbonated drinks. Well, I personally quit drinking carbonated drinks. They're not part. They are no longer part of my diet regime, and I feel much better. And because all that sugar was really unnecessary for your health. I mean, you got in one can of Coke, you got 30 grams of sugar. 30 grams of sugar in 300 milliliters, which means that you got 100 grams in 1 liter. And if you drink 10 liters of Coke, you got 1 kilo of sugar, which is insanely high. Just consider that with 2 kilos of sugar, you die immediately because your glycemic index is much too high, so that you pass away. You don't even reach the hospital. That you already you directly end up to the morgue, and then of course to the crematorium. There are no sugar taxes because it is not possible that a bottle of Coke costs $1 or $2. Too little. What happens, because there are lobbies, the sugar lobbies. It all started in the United States. Oh, but really in the United States? I thought in Russia. I thought in Botswana. I thought, no. To be honest, I thought all this happens in oh yeah, that reminds me. I got it on the tip of my tongue. In Belarus, yeah. So in the United States, toxic, stupid, corrupt, whatever you call them, nutritionists demonized fats in favor of sugars. And guess when all of this happens? Towards the late 60s. So when there was that revolution, social revolution, with all of those junkies, hippies, so the people that went to gigs like Woodstock, yeah, people like those, so hippies. So they demonized fats in favor of sugars. The outcome is that people became fatter and fatter. There are thousands, millions. What am I talking about? Thousands, millions of people who are obese, overweight, or just overweight. They have a higher likelihood of developing cardiovascular diseases. There are in Europe, not in the United States, because having a dish of roasted pork with all its natural juices. Pork is delicious. I love it. That's beside the point. But I mean, having a dish of roasted pork on fire and with potatoes, delicious, is way more wholesome than having a couple of bars of a couple of fruit bars, because people are obsessed with fruit bars. How many calories does this food have? But is that fattening? People are insane. They're brainwashed by the sugar lobbies. They care more about fats than sugars. I'm speechless. I have no words to describe my contempt. I'm trying not to lose my temper, but why do you fail to understand that an hearty, fatty meal maybe it's not the greatest, healthiest option, but the rainbow, excuse me, is way healthier than sugar, because it fills you up, it satiates you. Okay, it satiates you. It fills you up. While sugar creates a situation of craving, so you crave more and more. The more you sugar, the more you crave. So that's it.